Hello.
Hello, Damon.
Well, I've met Tim, and I just want to ask you, who was listening?
Well, it was these amateur listeners. They were these amateur radio enthusiasts.
And how far away was the furthest listener at that point?
On the first day, you could just hear in the London region. Okay. But actually, they had the whole thing set up. So the following day, they turned on transmitters in Manchester, Birmingham, places like that.
Was this an awe-inspiring task, Damon? We were about to hear the fruits of your work. We're going to play Blur's Universal first, and then we're going to hear your piece. Was it daunting? Was it exciting? Was it thrilling?
It certainly kind of charts how far the BBC has travelled, in the sense of
Did you listen
how many
to
people
lots of
listen to it, how far you can receive it from. So in that sense, I sort of thought that was a journey to be made out of what I was given.
Yeah. And your job to come up with something that sounds fine on Radio 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 music, the World Service, local radio around 1 extra.
Yeah, that had to be that could have been so many different sort of journeys. So I just took this one, and I can't really see it in any other way. Whether it works for everyone, I have no idea. Well, I mean, I have to sort of go back to how I was presented it. It was, would you like to put something together, and we're going to go out and ask people from all our radio audiences their sort of idea of a message or a musing on what 90 years from now would be like. I got this enormous kind of sort of set of recordings. So, some of them were sort of very considered advice for the future. Some of them were expressed great anxiety. But I found the younger ideas, the sort of the most touching, in the sense that, in a way, they're the people that 90 years ahead are going to sort of, influence, in that sense. So their ideas are probably the closest to what the future will be like.
Were they optimistic or pessimistic? I mean, when we were launching it and saying, here's some sample ideas of what messages for listeners in 90 years' time, a lot of them were very gloomy. Stephen Fry's was, we'd like to apologise. There
was a lot of that.
Sorry for messing up the planet.
But that kind of went into the category of middle-aged anxiety.
Right.
And I tried being of that same age. I tried to sort of avoid that, and draw on something with a bit more sort of, I don't know, brightness about it.
And all the sounds appeared from where? Obviously there were some that we recognised, and I mentioned Skylarks and the Pips and Big Ben. What were some of the other sounds that you pulled in?
There's a quote from Bertram Russell in Morse code, which is, love is wise, hatred is foolish, which I thought would be a nice thing to remember. There's a skylark, and there's a blackbird singing a kind of along with Paul Whiteman, 3 o'clock in the morning, which was the big hit in 1922.
How did that go?
I think it was 20 weeks at #1 in America.
Wow. Did you ever manage that?
No, I never even managed one. So.
And why the Skylarks?
Well, they sort of, their song and the blackbird as well, they're sort of somehow connected, and they're so sort of extraordinary, and they sort of connect with Morse code and binary and the future in a way. They sort of sound futuristic to me.
And did it make you rethink the way you listen to the radio? Is it the importance of it in the future?
Well, I've always listened to radio, so I love that invisible aspect of it. It sort of allows you to do a lot of other things and still kind of really absorb a lot. So for someone like myself, it's good.
Well, I thought it was a work of art. Damon, thank you very much indeed. Damon Albarn. 2 Hello Caller.